Welcome back. Today I'm going to play a rated rapid game on chess.com. Keep in mind that when I start these videos, I don't know how interesting the game's going to be. I hope it's interesting, but more than anything, it's something I was going to do anyway. So I clicked record, and hopefully either from the game itself or from the analysis that I run afterward, some of you will get something out of it, as well as me getting something out of it. I'm just going to click play, and hopefully we'll get paired. I don't know what color I'm going to get. I got white. Well, we're going to play e4. My opponent is rated slightly higher than I am. Okay, Scandinavian. I know the only really good move is to take, and then I can get either knight out. It doesn't really matter. Usually people get this knight out to chase the queen, but I don't think it's that important. I think I can go ahead and chase the queen here, can't I? Oh, they're going to take there? Okay. Well, they wanted to mess up my pawn structure, I guess, was the deal there. I think I want to keep them from castling, don't I? Oh, they've already blocked that. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do this, and I will castle behind that bishop. Looks like they want to mess up even more of my pawns. This person is playing as if it's a bullet game. All right. Well, let's open up the middle here, and can get a bishop out, and then put my rooks on these open files here in the middle. See what my opponent's intentions are. Okay. I think that's good. I assume. Oh, I thought they were going to put this knight here to attack my bishop, which seems like the only thing that they've been doing so far is just trying to attack my pieces. But they definitely feel like they're playing this as if it's a bullet game. Okay. Okay, well that one made them think for just a second. I mean, their knight's undefended. They probably need to move it back or move it someplace else. Okay, they did move it back. I think I can just take that undefended pawn. Hopefully, that was a decent move. Oh, now my pawn back here is undefended. Okay. Well, we did that, didn't we? Okay. I can take that pawn, I guess, and then go here, see what my opponent's intentions are. We are even on material at this point. The two knights are protecting each other, so I can't just hit this knight and mess up their pawn structure. But I could hit that knight, and when they take back, then I could shoot a rook down in here. But I'm pretty sure that my opponent's intentions are to come back here. That's why they've doubled up the rooks. Maybe they don't realize that this is there. I don't know. We'll see. But that means I don't want to throw away my bishop right now. So what do I want to do? I don't know. Let's just move this pawn. Okay, that's what they wanted to do. Well, let's drop this guy back just a little bit. Okay. Let's move this pawn and see what happens. I'm really not sure how to play against the setup that my opponent has come up with here, and that's probably why I'm still rated under 1200, is because once my opponent gets what they want, I'm not sure what I want. I think it's the problem. Okay, they've given up their other rook for a bishop. I'll take that, and then I'll trade off. Oh, they wanted to do this. Okay. I assume they're going to take back with the knight, and then I'll be up 4 points of material, since they didn't take back the bishop with their rook when they could have. Oh, they took back with the pawn, which gives up the knight. Okay. So I guess when I took their rook unexpectedly, that jarred my opponent enough that they weren't sure what to do after that. Let's see. I think I should check first to put my opponent in there. I can protect that pawn this way, but then my opponent gets my opponent's going to get one of those two pawns. So let me bring this back here and protect this one. I think that's more important right now. And then I will put my king here. Put my rook behind the bishop, let them have that pawn, see what they want to do. Okay, they did the right thing there, looks like. I can protect that pawn, I think. My c-pawn. Should I try to bring this rook around this way? Oh, their king's already blocked off with the rook that I have. Oh, they're aiming for that. Well, I can stop them from aiming at that, but oh, if I move my king over, then my rook's no longer cutting off their whatchamacallit. So let's do this. And then I can put my king behind the rook, like so. So my king is protecting the bishop and the pawn, and then I can do whatever I need to with the rook. That's my idea here. I just got lucky that my opponent let me have that rook down there. At least it felt lucky. Okay. Not sure what they're doing now, but I'm going to aim for this pawn, see if they move to protect it. If they do, then I'll go here and aim for that pawn. Okay, they did. Then I think it behooves me to go here and aim for this pawn. They can't move their king over there to protect it. It looked like they were coming for this pawn earlier. Yeah, looked like that was the case there. Well, my king is protecting the rook, so I think I can go ahead and take this and then and then go there. Oh, they moved that. Okay. Well, I can take this one and just start cleaning up, I guess. Well, they did take that one. Okay. Well, then I can move this rook someplace. Like here. Is that mate? No, then the king will go there. Well, let's go here first and then put the rook there. And I think that'll be mate. Okay. Well, we did win that one. Okay, I'm going to run the game review. I'm pretty sure the point at which I went ahead was when they let me have their rook. When I moved I had two f-pawns, and I moved my front f-pawn forward, opening up the bishop's attack on their rook, and they didn't see it. I think that's where the game went awry for. You can see that, right? Well, Danny, plug it back in there, buddy. I'm going to click refresh or whatever. Yeah, that didn't work. Danny's switched to a different portion of the server database there. I see you. No, don't look at me. Focus on your work there, man. Nope, don't need the light on. I do not need the light on to analyze my game. Well, I'm glad that the server stayed on long enough for me to finish the game. That would have been pretty frustrating if it quit in the middle of it. Might as well, this is as good a time as any to mention that just a few days ago, chess.com announced that they have Stockfish 16. I hadn't even heard about that. But anyway, I hadn't heard that Stockfish 16 was out yet because I'm not like following chess news every couple of seconds. And it says that they have it. So I don't know if I've had an opportunity to see it yet or not. Okay, this is the game page. That was on a new tab where the server thing was showing up because when you click game review in a browser, it opens in a new tab. I just closed that tab. This doesn't mean that the server is back. I was going to click the little settings icon up here and see if it gives me the option of Stockfish 16, but we might get the server error when I click the button. I don't know. Oh, okay. We got some things. Analysis. See, okay, Stockfish 16 is available. Interesting. And it is set by default. Okay. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's stronger than Stockfish 15. I mean, that's the whole point of having a new version of it. There's also Stockfish 16 NNUE, which is stronger and says 45 megabytes. It doesn't say what 45 megabytes means. In the past, I always thought that meant it was going to install 45 megabytes worth of something on my computer, but I don't know if that's what it means or not. Also, I have room for that, but I don't know what it means. But it says it's stronger, so I'm going to click on it. The other one said faster, so this might take a little long. The maximum depth. Oh, you can't see the drop-down menus. I forgot about that. That is so weird. 22 or 25. Well, it gives me the option of 25. Why not choose that and click save? If I click save, is it going to give me a server error? It didn't. I wonder if I click game review if it's going to give me a server error again. It did. Okay. Well, I'm just going to pause this recording until I'm able to run the game review. Okay, well, I was unable to run the game review, so I'm just going to go through this until I see the eval bar drop here. I did confirm on this is still the game page, not the game review page, but I widened out the window here and saw that it does say Stockfish 16 is running here. Hopefully it will continue to run despite the game review causing a server error. I, of course, was supposed to take. I did. They brought the queen out. Okay, it does say knight to c3 is stronger here. See, in the past, I've run these reviews, and I thought that I remembered knight to f3 being just as strong. It's the second best move, but the attacking the queen immediately was definitely the best idea. Okay, and then bishop to g4 was their best move, and knight to c3 was my best move here. But now instead of the 0.7 advantage, it's down to about 0.3. But taking was not their best move, and they should have taken their queen. I almost said that while we were playing, but my opponent was responding so quickly I felt like I didn't have time to think. But of course I did, because my clock still had 10 minutes on it. Oh, the fan just clicked on my computer, so I think Stockfish 16 is helping out here. Okay, yeah, that was definitely better. If I had taken that, I assumed they would have taken mine, and then I could have checked. Oh, and when they moved out of check, I could have taken their rook. But yeah, here, what I did was I took the bishop. I wondered if I shouldn't have taken their queen first, right after I did it, but I don't think I had time to say it. But anyway, yeah, so that was my third best move. And of course, they were supposed to take back, and then I had to take with the g-pawn. That leaves us about even. That was one of their better moves. That wasn't horrible, but it gives my opponent a little bit of an edge. I should have just moved the knight. Okay, well, that makes sense. But instead I castled. Was that bad? Oh, it wasn't horrible. We're still at minus 0.2, minus 0.3. They weren't supposed to take it according to those top three moves, but they did. I'm surprised by Stockfish saying that f4's my best move here. And if I took back here, I should have taken back with the b pawn. And taking back with the d pawn was my third best move. I did briefly think about this, but I thought, well, that would leave my a pawn isolated. It would be all by itself over here, and then these three would be in a clump. I thought if I was going to have a clump, why not have 4 pawns in a clump? Because I've already got isolated doubled pawns on this side. And I thought if I took this way, it would give me isolated pawns on this side. I guess it would have allowed this bishop out this way and prevented them from castling kingside. Maybe. Okay, well, I made the third best move there. This still allows f4 or a4 or rook to e1. Oh, well, I got my bishop out. Okay. Still close to even. They made one of their best moves. I'm supposed to play f4 again. Okay, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because when I did play f4 later, it turned out to help me out quite a bit. My opponent didn't see the point of it when I did play it. If I had played it now, perhaps they would have seen this diagonal later when they had their rook over there. I don't know. But here I was supposed to get my bishop out or play f4 or put this bishop on d4, but instead I brought a rook to the open file, which leaves us still at minus 0.4 or so. Getting their knight out put us back to even. If I'll play c4, but I didn't play c4 or a4 or f4. Stockfish is very concerned about having a pawn on the 4th rank. I did not. I brought another rook to another open file, which that's got to be good, right? Stockfish doesn't always agree, at least not absolutely, with the principles that we're sometimes taught as beginners, one of which is rooks belong on open files. In this case, Stockfish did not agree, but it said what I did was okay. They should have castled queenside here. It's their second best move. See, I thought this bishop being here was a good idea because it was preventing them from castling queenside. And the second they did it, that's why I was leaving that bishop there. The second they canceled queenside, I was going to take their a pawn. And maybe that's what they were thinking, which is why they castled to this side. Again, c4, a4, or b3. I assume b3 would be preparing a future a4, but I'm following those lines out. If I played the c4 line, 2 moves later I would need to play a4. And if I played the a4 line, then 2 moves later I would need to play c4. But if I played the b3 line, a few moves later I would need to play h6. Okay. Maybe that's one reason so many of my opponents are playing so many pawn moves now, is because Stockfish is always recommending what look like random pawn moves. Okay, well, I did make a pawn move, but it wasn't the one that the engine was recommending. I guess I was thinking about them coming down this way at some point. I don't know. But we're about even. They also put a rook on an open file. Now I'm supposed to play c4, f4, or b3. Oh, I did play b3. Well, good for me. Okay. Oh, that was huge. That was huge, and I should have taken this pawn then, but I didn't. I didn't do any of the things. Okay, well, I did that, and that was their best move. And then I wasn't supposed to take that pawn now, but I did. Now my opponent has an advantage. Okay, it's beyond or very close to -1. That was one of their better moves, but now it's closer to 0. My best move, their best move, f4, c4, bishop to f1. What does that do? I don't know what bishop to f1 does. Is it meant to come over here to protect that pawn? Or is it to protect me from future checks in case they come after my rooks? I don't know what bishop to f1 does, but it's one of my moves. Otherwise, f4 or c4. Oh, I did play c4. Nice. Okay, well, good for me. They played one of their best moves. f4 is again my best move, but here, okay, see here I get f4 because it would definitely, well, not definitely, but it might prevent one of those 2 moves. Or h4. Well, I got really close to h4. I played h3, but the Stockfish said that's not good enough. Well, okay, they're attacking my bishop. I have to move it. Bishop to e3, bishop to c3. Oh, c3 is moved into the top. Well, that's what I played. I did that. Now does it say, okay, now f4 is my top move, and this is where I played it. Okay, I did have a very slight lead here. Okay, that's why I went through the whole game, since I can't run the game review, chess.com. I went through this whole thing to find out if that's the move that won me the game, and it does say that it is. So I'm going to go through the rest of this and see if I gave it back at any point. I don't think I did, and I was right. They were supposed to take back the bishop, but they didn't. They took the pawn instead, challenging my undefended bishop, so I might as well trade it for that knight, which I did. They were supposed to put this rook back over here to threaten my bishop, or just move their king. Oh no, the king move has dropped off. Taking with the g-pawn is okay, which they did. And now should I take this knight? That's what I did. Yes, that's my top move. Okay. They did not play one of their better moves here. f5. Oh, if I had played f5, wouldn't they have pushed that pawn forward, blocking mine? It says not. It says they would have taken it. Well, I wasn't sure, but it said f5 would give me a plus 35. I did none of those top 3 moves. I did this. That's still plus 8. Okay, they had to go up there. Rook to e3. Wait, where? Oh, here? Oh, that would have protected both of those pawns. Well, I see why that's great. Or king to h2 to protect the h-pawn, but that would have let the other one go. Well, I protected the h-pawn and let that one go. It was their best move to take it, or among their best moves. And then I played king to h2. So I'm only plus 6 now. That is their best move to go after that pawn. That was my best move, rook to g1 to line up with the king. And it was one of their best moves to get out of the way, and it was my best move, bishop. Okay, those I was wondering about. Because putting my rook here definitely meant they shouldn't take the pawn then, because then I could have done this and it would have been check, and I would have won the rook. So they did right to get their king out of the way of that. And that pawn was undefended. What was... Wait. Stockfish says I have mate in 20 if I'll play... Wait, no? It changed. It changed. First it said rook to g4 was my best move, which I didn't believe. But then it changed. Rook to g2 was my best move. I did play rook to g2. And they played that. So I have mate in 7? But I don't need to play this. I need to give up the bishop. I should have played rook to d7, okay? Or bishop to d3. Or bishop to e2. Okay, how bad was this? Oh, it took us back to plus 34. But that took us back to a mating sequence. But again, rook to d7, it says. Well, I played rook to b8, which wasn't that good. But now we're back to a mating sequence. If I'll play rook to f8 or rook to g7. And in both those cases, it says their best move is to take here and for me to take back. That's amazing. Okay, well, I played there, which wasn't bad. We still have mate in 7. Okay, king to h4 was one of their best moves. Oh, I should have checked right now. Wait, wouldn't they have then taken the pawn that was protecting the rook? It says they wouldn't. It says they would have gone that way. Very interesting. Okay, well, I took there, which was one of my better moves. That was one of their better moves. My second best move. And here they're supposed to take my bishop and give up their rook again to help slow down the mating process. But they played their second best move, and I played my third best. And there's really not anything they can do. Again, they're supposed to take my bishop. They did not. And that's mate. Okay. Okay, so I was right. It was the taking of the bishop, of the rook down there that changed things when I moved the f-pawn. Finally, they should have done something about that, moved their rook. Hopefully I cut most of that out, but it was a little frustrating that the server crashed, so I couldn't actually run the game review. Oh, I was going to trick it right then, but that didn't work either. Well, sorry. No, Danny, you don't get to be in my outro. Okay, I think his name's Danny, right? Maybe. Was I saying? Okay, I was saying that was a little frustrating that I didn't get to run the game review. I still haven't got to run the game review. I am glad that I won. I'm only 16 points away from 1200 again. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I'll do it. I honestly thought that opponent had the better of me in the first little part of the game, and it looks like we stayed relatively even, and then my opponent had a little bit of an advantage, but they gave it away. So thank you for spending your time here. We'll see you next time.